My name is Haley Griffith, and this is my very first video I will be uploading on YouTube, so thank you for being here and watching this video. I just kind of wanted to briefly talk about why I went back to college in my 20s and my experience with that. So I kind of wanted to go back a little bit to when I was in high school. So I was homeschooled mostly through high school, and when I graduated, I knew I had wanted to go to college, but there was also this part of me that I was afraid that I didn't have what it takes to go. No one in my family went to college. I didn't really have anyone to look up to, so I didn't have the best support system. I also wasn't in the best environment. I also remember my family telling me that I didn't need a college degree, and that, you know, they didn't have a college degree. They just only have a high school diploma, and they were fine. And so I kind of went off of that. And I was working a job at the time that I was trying to move up to management. And so that's just kind of the cycle I got lost in until once I moved out of my parents' house, and I was finally in the process of being trained to possibly become a manager of the company that I was with. I realized that I just felt stuck. I felt like I was wasting my time. I felt like I was wasting my life. And I went completely on a mental downward spiral. I was, back then, I thought I had a lot of friends, and I thought I was doing really good. I thought I was gonna make it with this company, but that just wasn't the case. I knew I wanted to go to college, but I really didn't know for sure at the time what I wanted to do as a teenager. As a child, I used to want to be a teacher. But as I got older, and I just started kind of getting scared off of that, because everyone knows teachers don't get paid very well, and I knew I had to go to college for 4 years to get a degree, which I didn't think that I was capable of at the time. Well, then I ended up quitting my job. I found out that I was pregnant, and I was with someone at the time, and we ended up getting married. And I didn't work through my first pregnancy, but I was really lucky enough to have a husband who was working full-time. And after having our daughter, I knew I needed to do something to bring in income. So I remember I started working just these regular dead-end jobs, and I would kind of get into this cycle of I would get a job and then I would leave, and then I would get another job and then I would leave. Just, it was very inconsistent. I wasn't stable. And then I remember I ended up being enrolled at a community college. It was more like a trade school. And within a month, I did not like the program that I was in. I couldn't see myself doing that for the rest of my life, because I knew going to trade school was at least doing something, because that was something a lot of adults in my life told me to do instead of going to a four-year university. They just said to go to a trade school or do something related in the medical field because they get paid really well. But I just knew that wasn't me. I couldn't see myself doing any of those. So I was kind of, when I dropped out of that community college, and then I was back to square one all over again. In between these dead-end jobs. Well, then the pandemic happened, and about a month into the pandemic, I found out I was pregnant with my second child. So, I feel like life had to happen for me to get that motivation and that push to really go after what I wanted. So, one day I was scrolling through Instagram, and the college I ended up going to had a ad on Instagram saying, it was a reminder that there were only 18 days left to enroll. And I remember thinking, okay, this is my chance. It's now or never. So it was kind of like that, just split decision. I'm doing this now. And so I got onto my computer and I enrolled for the orientation that we needed to do. And then I talked to an advisor and I went through that process. And I remember flip-flopping. When I first enrolled, I was thinking about doing psychology. Well, then my mind officially changed, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher. So when that was officially put down and I enrolled into my first class, I remember just having that feeling of relief, knowing that this is the first step to my end goal. So I knew it was going to be tricky. I remember feeling a little self-conscious because I was afraid of what people would think, because my work experience in that past was very inconsistent. I never stayed at a job for very long because I wasn't happy. But I knew it was the right thing to do. And I'm a very determined person when I have a real goal in mind. And through that second pregnancy, I stuck with it. And, it was anything but easy. It was not easy. I cried quite a bit. It was really overwhelming, but I got used to it. And then I had my daughter, my second daughter, and I remember finishing my first semester of college in the NICU. I was holding her in my arms, and I finished my final essay I had to do, and I turned it in, and I just remember feeling so proud of myself that I accomplished that. And that was only just my first semester. Flash forward to 2 years later, I have graduated now with my associate's degree last December in 2022. and I am currently a junior at university, and I will be officially done with my bachelor's in I think May 2025. And that's hoping that I can pass all the exams and stuff. But yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, that's for sure. But it's definitely a rocky road. My husband and I, we're currently going through financial struggles, but we're figuring it out. We're trying to make it work. And I guess my best advice is, if you're thinking about going to school, don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what age you are, because I know damn well when I was a teenager, that was a lot of pressure for me, because I mentally was not ready for that. I wasn't ready for a big girl job. I wasn't ready for a career. And as much as I really want to kick myself for not going back to school then, that's only because of the position I'm in right now. I don't even have a job right now. When you're struggling financially, you really want to beat yourself up for the bad decisions you made in the past. But you can't change the past, but you can only change what you do right now, which is what I'm trying to do. It's just a very long process. And for me personally, I think just growing up poor, you feel like you don't have enough time. You feel like you only just have one shot at something. And to this day, I'm still afraid of failure, because I feel like I don't have very many opportunities. But all you can do is you have to take that first step. You have to try. You really it takes a lot of willpower. I've had days when I couldn't even get out of bed or even focus on an assignment. I've pulled all-nighters, and I'm not encouraging that, but it's basically I will do anything to get to where I need to be. And so I know I have a long way to go, and I feel like this video is really long, but I don't know, I have been wanting to share this really bad. I think I have filmed this video 5 times. So I just want to document my journey. I used to be really self-conscious and afraid of what people think, but I'm 25. I'll be 26 later this year. I'll be, I think, 27 or 28 when I'm officially done. So, and at this point, I don't really care anymore. I want to do what I want to do. I know when I'm older, I'm going to look back at this and I'm going to be really proud of myself. So, with that being said, I guess I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you for sticking around. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I will see you in another video.